Okay. Desktop order. Why is this not working? Something's going on. Okay. Yes. Desktop order. Why is this not working? Oh, Facebook. Put my Facebook back on because I can't. I can just turn the sound off. Right, yay! I've finally done it. 3 weeks. It's taken me 3 weeks to figure out this tech so I can do the streaming of the artwork and my face at the same time. It just keeps going weird and wonderful. But hey, that's the joy of live, isn't it? It's the joy of trying new things and trying to get out there. I'm just hoping this is working. I've just got to figure out TikTok and then we'll be away. So this is good fun. Oh, I've done it. Oh, that's made me feel really good. Oh, dear me. How's everybody's week been? So this is a live for Mind, really. I'm doing stream for Mind. They're doing this fundraising and it's a fundraising and awareness building thing for the charity Mind, who do amazing work. And I've suffered mental health issues for the majority of my life, to be honest, one thing or another. And when I saw it, I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that. I've never live streamed in my life. I've done a few lives on Facebook and stuff, but I've never actually live streamed. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to see what happens and raise awareness of mental health and stuff like that. I've got all the beads have fallen off and gone everywhere. So this is just me completely unscripted, unprepared, everything. Just coming on, talking about mental health and doing some artwork, some craft work, which actually helps me with my mental health and helps me just keep it on track, keeps it moderated, it stops my brain just overthinking all the time, because I've got an inner monologue that goes on and on and on and on and on and never stops. So, you know, I'll lie there at bed trying to get to sleep, sometimes thinking, oh my God, do you remember that thing that you did 20 years ago? I could say 20 years ago and it's not that long, it's only hard. It's scary. So I've coming on live on a Sunday from 10 to 11 to raise awareness of mental health, to raise awareness of what Mind does, and just to talk to everybody, let them know they're not alone. And one of the things I do in my business is I want people to share their stories, and it's a bit hypocritical if I don't share mine. So I do share mine when I'm talking, when I'm out and about, but I just want to change people's perception of themselves and how they feel, because I felt so alone for so long. I felt wrong for so long. I've just got my ADHD diagnosis, which is really helpful. So that's me fully diagnosed now, hopefully. Autism, ADHD, which explains a lot. I mean, I've felt like I'm pulling myself in 2 different directions for a lot of my time, and just I thrive on I love routine, but I can't cope with routine. So there's all of these things that have been going on in my life that have affected my mental health. So it's all about sharing that and seeing. Oh yeah, the diamond art was great fun when we were at the school. I do miss the school. I've just handed in my notice for the youth work. Oh, good. Have you gone through Right to Choose, Nick? Because that's what I did. I went through Right to Choose. It's sort of like you go right to choose, and they can do it. They do it a bit quicker than on the NHS. I mean, I waited 4 years for my autism diagnosis, which was a really long time, and I just couldn't. I don't know why I can't get, because on this setup. So what I'm hoping to do for next week is get a nice pretty background just here where it's black. I've got like a chat feature, so if somebody's chatting to me on YouTube, they can chat to me. But for some reason the Facebook one is blanked out, so I don't know why it's not 3 of 3. I still don't really know what I'm doing, and I don't want to mess while I'm talking to you because I've got it working this far. So, care ADHD. Yeah, I went with Harlow Health, I think, because they said it was 8 weeks. It took longer than 8 weeks because they sent me a form through to fill in December, and I filled some of it in, and then I forgot the rest of it. But then they reached out to me again, and I got it all done in one go, because if I don't do it in one go, I don't get it done half the time. And that's one of the things that really bugs me is I want to do things. I say I'm going to do something, I'm 100% invested in doing it, and then something else will come along and will just completely distract me. It drives my husband nuts, but he understands. He's getting there. He's good. But I've been doing this for a couple of weeks now, and it hasn't been working. And you'll see the true extent of my chaotic mind watching these lives, because when I'm doing trainings or general chit chat and stuff like that, I've got notes everywhere to keep me on track so that I can remember what I'm doing, or I've practiced a speech or a talk, so I stay online and I just keep going. But doing these lives, it is completely live, and I am going to go off on random tangents. So if I was talking about something that you were interested in, that you were vibing with, just remind me what I was talking about and ask me to carry on. Took 10 weeks to get the forms, and it's back. Oh, that's not too bad then. Yeah. I had last week, yeah, not this week, just gone, the week before, I got my diagnosis on the Wednesday, I think it was. It was a relief in a way, because, you know, I've been thinking it for a while, as you know, along with the autism, and it's just nice to know I'm not broken, that I'm not, it's not something wrong with me, I'm just different. Yeah, I'm well chuffed. There's a lot happened that week, because I ended up with a really bad tooth infection, so I had to have antibiotics. I've had the tooth out now, so it's a bit sore, but I feel a lot better for it now, actually. Yesterday was a bad day, because my back, I had really bad back pain, but I'm owning up to fibromyalgia, because I think I'm finally, I'm finally owning up to the fact, not owning up to the fact, but acknowledging the fact that I'm disabled. I have a disability that doesn't allow me to do the things that other people can do. And I think that's one thing that's held me back for ages, because I've been trying to pretend to be normal in so many ways. I've been trying to pretend that my mental health is the same as everybody else's, that my brain works the same as everybody else's, that my body works the same as everybody else's, and trying to do all the things that everybody else does, and I can't. And one of the things that has helped me with my mental health is just telling myself and celebrating the things that I have achieved. Because I used to lie in bed for just berating myself about all the things that I hadn't done that day, or all the things that I hadn't done that, you know, or that I should have done. Oh, thank you, darling. you know, all the things that you should have done. I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have done the other, because those are the social stories, those are the social expectations. And in my study of storytelling and all of that lot, I realised that that's what stories do. They teach you expectations of what society expects. So you know, the social expectations these days is to go to school, go to college, get a job, have a family. You know, they're very similar to what they've always been, really. Keep a nice, clean, tidy house. I mean, that's one of my biggest contentions, is having a nice, clean, tidy house. It's clean. You know, nobody's going to die of dysentery or anything by visiting my house. They're not going to come down with a nasty disease, but it's far from tidy. And there's a layer of dust everywhere. And you know, the people that I love and let into my life, they acknowledge that. And it's taken me a long time to learn that my value. Oh, thank you. Hi Tracy. It is life, because we talked about it a lot, didn't we, Chloe, when we was on the way to working in the school. We'd talk about it and how it was. I'm not going through medication. I'm good, Tracy, thank you. We need to catch up. Yeah, I'm not going down the medication route just yet. I'm going to try a bit of like CBT and stuff like that. I got myself, I'm a bit of a Temu addict, I must admit. I got myself like an ADHD cleaning booklet from Temu, but so far I've looked at it and put it down and then that's it, which is very typical of me. I have these great ideas. I've got so many notebooks. I'm sure some of you will agree. Let me know how many notebooks you've got. I can't count. I've got so many notebooks, planners, things that are supposed to get my head organised and things like that. And now I know that none of them are actually going to work, because I am ADHD and autistic, and it's all fun and games. So my brain is quite fun and a bit of an interesting place to be. But like I say, my house is never tidy, especially with small kids. Nick, you've got small kids as well, which is even worse. I mean, there's less of Amy's stuff around the house, but there's still lots of Jacob's stuff around the house. And trying to tidy, you know, you get this motivation, don't you? You go, oh, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to organise my office or something like that, or sort out the kids' room, and you get so much done, and you get to you know, they say you've got to make things messy before you can get them better, and I do that, and then it all gets, I sort of get half 5 calendars hanging around, none with anything. Yeah, my husband's we have got a calendar in the kitchen that my husband writes things on, and he expects me to write things on. Cluttering the wardrobes. Yeah, and I tell him things, and then I forget to put it on the calendar, and if it's not on the calendar for him, he doesn't know that it's there. He doesn't know that it's happening, and I just forget. It's in my calendar, I know what's going on, but I forget to let him know what's going on. And I keep forgetting to put it on the calendar or check the calendar to see what else is going on. I'm trying to do that now, but yeah, so many books, so many notebooks. The notebooks are going to change my life. This book, I'm going to change my life. It's going to be sorted. But yeah, so I started sorting out my daughter's bedroom. She wanted a snake for a birthday, which was December, and we'd got this one set of ideas in mind, but the tank was too big for the space for the desk that we bought, because we planned on a 3-foot tank, and when we got there, we asked for one for a raw python. And I says, oh, this one's perfect, because all the research said you need a 3-foot tank. So we just assumed, we didn't take things, you know, our ADHD was like, let's go, get it now, yay! So we went, we got it, bought it. Well, they delivered it for us after we'd paid for it. She paid for it, and with her Christmas money, because it's her birthday December, so she had Christmas and birthday money for the snake and for the setup of me and her grandparents, well, us and her grandparents. And we got it home. I'd bought her a new desk. We'd cleared all that area. We'd got all that done, and it didn't fit. It hung over the edge, and she didn't like that. So it was a 4-foot tank, not a 3-foot tank. And we phoned him back up and said, like, you know, oh, it doesn't fit. And he says, well, 4 foot is really the ideal one that you want for an adult python. So we thought, all right, we'll try and work out where we can fit it. So we've worked out where we can fit it, but to do that we need to swap things around with Jacob's room and her room, and we still haven't done it. We know I know what I've got to do, but it's just getting around to it, because it just feels like such a big job, because there's all these little bits that they've got to do. So they've got to empty their drawers, they've got to sort out their clothes, do all this, do all that. And I'm just trying to keep on top of the garden and the office and other things, and my energy's so up and down. It's fine, hard to think, it's away. Yeah, I've got a floor drobe, Tracy. Paul actually refers to my floor drobe. I've got 2 floor drobes. I've got the needs to go into the wash basket, which is just across the room. I've got a pile there. The one pile that's to go into the wash. One pile is clean clothes that I haven't yet put away, and the other one is wear again clothes. So I've worn them for a little bit, but not fully used them. So I've got 3 piles on the go at the moment. And eventually the pile for will go into the wash. Because Paul will say, have you got anything for the wash? Or have you got any dark clothes? Because he does that. Because I'd forget, probably. How I've survived all these years, I don't really know. Because he'll go, have you eaten today? I was like, oh yeah. My daughter sets an alarm for 12 o'clock. When she goes back to college, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because 12 o'clock, Amy comes down for lunch, and that's when I generally stop work and go and join her for lunch, and then we'll watch Supernatural together or something. But when she goes to college, it's going to be fun, because I might have to set myself an alarm for lunch, because I get engrossed in what I'm doing and I just don't notice the time. I have to set an alarm to go and pick up my son from school, but sometimes that's because I'll go for a nap in the afternoon because I'm absolutely exhausted. I quite regularly have to go for a nap. Yeah. But that helps my mental health. But yeah, it's all change at the moment, because there was an incident with work, some of you will know about it, where I was sort of, basically I was demoted for no reason. They just didn't think, I think, and I've had enough of that. I've been passed over for promotions before, I've been overlooked for all sorts of things. I mean, I was the most qualified, most experienced member of staff, and they get somebody else to start leading, and it was just like, what I was leading before in the old building on this session, why are you getting this other person to lead now? And transition, things like that, it would all change, and it was a bit difficult period for me anyways. But they know about my autism, and they knew I was looking for an ADHD diagnosis, and they knew that I had fibromyalgia. So there was all of these things they knew about, all these different issues, but they still decided to put somebody else in lead, and it just really affected me. It really, really, really affected my mental health really badly. And I just felt completely, a bit of rejection sensitivity there as well, I suppose. And I just couldn't do it anymore. I love my job. I love working with young people. I love helping young people, because they are the next generation that's going to come up and look after, the world and everything, and they need to be healthy, happy. They need to be able to talk about their mental health, which they are better at than we ever were, than I ever was. But they still need a lot more support. I mean, they've gone through a lot, and because they're more aware of it, I don't think it's so much that they're suffering more, that there's more mental health. I think it's just because people are talking about it more. So yeah, it's all good with that. So yeah, I've handed in my notice. So I'm focusing on my speaker storytelling side of things, and it's a bit scary not having that backup, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good, because I want to get more and more mental health awareness out there, more stories, because our stories for ourselves are really important. Like I was saying, I used to just berate myself all the time over the things that I hadn't done, and that's because of the social stories that we're expected to have. We're expected to have a paid job, aren't we? That's part of what it is. We're expected. That's a social story. We go to work, we get paid, we have time off to do this. A lot of the social stories themselves are quite controlling. You've got to have a clean house, you've got to have food on the table, you've got to have healthy meals on the table, you've got to take the kids out in the summer holidays every day and do all this. It's all the expectations and what we think other people are doing. So since I've done my psychology degree, didn't quite finish that because we moved on to a subject that I was really not interested in, which was statistics. And I don't want to do studies, and I just want to know how the brain works. So typical ADHD style, my brain switched off, just couldn't do it, because it was teaching us how to do research, and I didn't want to do research. That wasn't what I wanted to do, so I ended up stopping doing that. But I've got a diploma in narrative therapy, and I've got like a certificate of higher education in psychology, and I'm constantly looking at psychology and how the brain works. I've been doing it since I was a kid because I didn't understand, and I've realised that I've done a lot on body language, silent communication, all of these sort of things that can help with our young people communicating, us communicating with our young people, and things like that. So that's what I'm aiming at, and things. I love to sit and listen. I'm going to start telling stories, I think, Tracy. Some proper traditional stories again as well. I might do that while I'm doing this. I might carry on doing these lives after I've done the 4, just because I quite like it. It's really quite nice to just sit here and chat. And I know that people don't have to sit and watch me. They can listen to me while they're just getting on about their daily lives, or they're cleaning the kitchen, or they're just giving their kids breakfast. Mind you, they probably have breakfast by now, but you can just listen. You don't have to watch, because I'm not actually doing any trainings and stuff like that, so it's just an hour that you can listen to somebody else rant on about life in general and stuff, and hopefully think, oh, that's right, my life's a bit like that. Oh, I'm not doing too bad a job then, because I'm the same. I just want to be normal, honest, because there's so much on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and everything that's just perfect. Everything looks perfect. The person looks perfect. They're they're all dressed up, and everybody's trying to compare themselves with other people, because that's what we do. We're a social creature, so we compare ourselves to other people, and the people that we're comparing ourselves to are the people online that are looking absolutely banging. They're there, they're all dolled up, they look like they've got their shit together, and and everything's good. So I'm sort of like counteracting that, because I definitely haven't got my shit together. I haven't got ducks in a row. I've got squirrels running up and down trees, I think. I don't know. I've got cats, trying to herd cats around the place. So I'm going to tell stories. I think I might start telling some traditional stories again, because I miss that. Tell my personal stories about how I've overcome things, because I never thought my stories were interesting. There's always this social anxiety about standing out, and there is actually a proper biological reason for that, which is fascinating. But where was I? What was I saying? Yeah, there's reasons for everything. Biological, psychological. There's all sorts of reasons why we do these things, and I just want to counterbalance some of the fears and the worries and the anxieties that we have about everybody else. And I'm happy to just go out there and say, look, I'm just as bad as everybody else. I'm not great. I haven't got my shit together. Don't you worry if you haven't got your shit together, because we're all in the same boat generally. And I'm successful in a way that I wanted to be successful. All I ever wanted when I was growing up was to be happy. That's what everybody wants, really, is just to be happy. It was funny, when I was growing up, I wanted a husband, I wanted a house, I wanted a washing machine, and I wanted a couple of kids. Now, the washing machine had to come before the kids, because there was no way I was using a twin tub. Because I remember growing up, and my mum had a twin tub, and she'd spend hours washing, because she'd do the washing in the one thing, then she'd have to move them over to spin them, and then they'd have to go out to dry. She'd have to pull this thing out from the cupboard, from the thing into the middle of the kitchen. And my mum was always she was always clean. She always seemed to be cleaning or doing something, and it was sort of like she loves her house to be nice and tidy, and I'm completely the opposite to that. But yeah, watching my mum deal with a twin tub was just too much. So I always wanted to have the washing machine before I had the kids, because you know what kids are like, they're dirty and you've got lots of washing and stuff like that. And a job that I loved. That was pretty much it. I just wanted enough money to, pay the bills, go out now and again. I never had big, massive dreams of owning big mansions and things. Oh, thanks, Tracy. I never had massive dreams. I never wanted to do anything big or extravagant or exciting. I was quite happy. I just wanted to be happy. And, I've done that. I've got the house, I've got the washing machine, I've got a dishwasher as well now, which is even better. I've got the 2 kids. I had a job that I loved until they upset me. But I love doing what I do. I love my business. I love talking about stories. I love talking about psychology. I love talking about mental health. I love that sort of thing. So I've still got a job that I love. Just not a traditional job, what people generally think of as a job. So I'm self-employed now, which is one thing I've always wanted to be as well, because I don't always do well with authority. I don't always do well, but at least having a job made me get up and leave the house. That's going to be a challenge now I'm self-employed. So please do let me know of any events that are in person, so that I can actually get out and leave the house, or invite me for coffee or something like that, because I do like people, I just don't like people. Like I say, I'm full of contradictions that really throws me. I mean, yeah. Let me know if there's anything that you want to know, any questions that you would like answered, or anything, like anything that's you've been thinking about, or things like that, because I'd love to help. Yes, I am planning to come to Busy Birds again. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. I've still got that pink table. I'm going to get some live events in the calendar, so that I can get out and do some live trainings and stuff like that, and in-person trainings. I'm starting my membership, so I'll be interacting with people online more, doing it's mainly for, I had the idea because I used to run a storytelling circle when I was in Birmingham, so we could test out stories, try new stories, experiment with different ways of telling the stories and things like that. So I thought, well, why not do that online? So I'm doing it like as a speaker, storyteller type combination. So you can practice your, if you're a storyteller, you can practice your stories. If you're a speaker, you can practice the stories that you're telling in your speech. You can practice your pitches. You can practice your anything really that you need to do public speaking for, because we all have a fear of public speaking to some level. Some is more severe, some is less severe, but I think a lot of people worry about that, and I think our young people need to learn to communicate, and we need to learn to communicate with our young people as well. So it's going to that's what it's all about. It's providing a space for people to learn how to communicate their stories, tell their stories and things like that. So it's all going to be really interesting. It's going to be good. I'll go and get some speakers lined up to speak about things that would interest the members. Loads of online stuff. I've already put up a load of fables and things that people can use with what they're for. Because when you're telling a story as a storyteller, you leave the audience, you can put in loads of detail and suck them right in and transport them somewhere else, and then you leave them to work out their meaning for the story, what the meaning is from the story. And leave them to go away and talk about it or think about it and stuff like that as a storyteller. As a speaker, or a business owner or something like that, when you're telling a story, you're telling a story for a purpose. So you then need to tell them what that purpose is, which makes it slightly different, but it's the same. I mean, you tell a story, when you tell a traditional story, you tell it for a purpose. There's always a message, there's always a lesson, there's always something, but different people perceive it differently because of different life experiences, different views of the world and how you view it. But when you're telling it as a public speaker, or if you're trying to spread a message or get the word out about something, or just tell your personal stories so that people can learn from those, you need to tell them why you're telling them the story and what the story's about, so they get the right message. So there's a difference there. But storytelling was all about educating, training, teaching, supporting, helping, and guiding people so that they had somewhere, they had a map, a life map. So the people that had gone before gave them the life map to move them forward. Oh, do you like it, Helena? It's cool, isn't it? So yeah, the tech was a bit of a pain though, darling. But now I know it, I can show you how to do it. That is great. So yeah, our story, that's what storytelling is all about. This is why I want to encourage more people to tell stories. And it's not a big story. You don't have to sit there and have a big, massive thing about it. You don't, I mean, storytelling, traditional storytelling, it's about the entertainment of things. And then the message is secondary. But, you know, just sharing a story about how you struggled to get out of bed this morning because the world just seemed way too big. Everything just seemed too much. That will help you because other people will come forward and go, oh, I know how you feel. That happened to me the other day and I just got up and celebrated the fact that I cleaned my teeth. Because we don't celebrate the small things. We berate ourselves so much about all the big things that we haven't done, or all the little things that we haven't done. Oh, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. I used to do it all the time. I think, oh, I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have vacuumed. I should have dusted. I should have, read a book. I should have done some work. I should have gone shopping. I should have done this. And I'd lie in bed berating myself over all the things that I hadn't done. But I should have celebrated all the things that I had done. And that was a big shift because of the stories that you tell yourself are really, really important. So the stories that you tell yourself are probably the most important stories you will ever tell. And so for years and years and years, I'd berate myself. I'd be saying, oh, everybody else can do this. Everybody else can do that. Why can't you do it? You're so rubbish. You're so lazy. You're so shit at everything. And, it gets you down. It really does. And it was just sort of like, I can't continue like this because it still happens now and again. I still go through moments where it's like, oh, you're so shit, you're bad at everything, you can't do it. What are you doing that for? Because you're useless. I went through one recently because of the incident at work. It was like, well, why did they pick him over you? Is, blah, 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 blah. But brain went into overdrive and was thinking, why? What's the point? Why might as well just give up with everything and da 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 da. But then I started to think about the positives, the things that I have done, the things that I can do. It's like, I watched this thing on the telly the one day and this bloke was ex-marine or ex-army, some American guy. And he says, even if you just get up in the morning and make your bed, just to get straight back in it, you've done something. And that really resonated with me and got me thinking about how we talk about ourselves to ourselves a lot of the time. And sometimes just getting out of bed and climbing the stairs is to clean my teeth, go to the toilet, have a wash, whatever. It's exhausting. And the fact that I've done that is something to celebrate. And we need to be more like that, especially for people that have disabilities, have struggles, have problems. So I've sort of tried to hide the fibromyalgia. I'm not owning it. It's not my fibromyalgia. I don't want it. It can go away, but I live with it. It's something that is there on a daily basis. Sometimes it's best, sometimes it's not. It's the same with the autism and the ADHD. It's part of me. They're part of me. I'm not going to change those. I can't change those. And the fibromyalgia, it's something that I live with, that I have, and I have to deal with it. It's not mine, don't want it, like I say, but and anxiety and depression, again, they're things that I live with but don't want them. They're not mine. I'm not owning them. That's why I try and use separating language. So it's the fibromyalgia, the anxiety, because it's not mine, I don't want it, like, go away. But I've got to accept the fact that I am living with those and live a life according to what I can do, not what society expects me to do. And since I've done that, I'm feeling a lot better about myself. So I celebrate the things that I have done. So instead of when I lie in bed at night thinking of all the things that I haven't done, oh, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, I haven't done the other, I stop and I look at all the things that I have done. Like, I have got up, I've cleaned my teeth, I've had a shower, I've had breakfast, I've made sure the kids have had breakfast, I've taken the kids to school, I've come home, all of the little things, because every single little thing that we do has multiple steps to it, and for some of us those multiple steps can be one step too much. It's like we've got strawberries that we like to have fruit with our breakfast, and we've got some strawberries, and I love strawberries, but the chopping up the strawberries was one step too much for me this morning. I just couldn't. It's sort of like, it's not I couldn't be bothered, it's just I could not face chopping up the strawberries to put on my breakfast. So I just had the blackberries that I'd picked out in the garden, which were so ripe, it was a bit funny, but they were nice. It was just a nice quick pick them up, wash them off, put them on my cereal. That was it. So it's finding ways around it. So I still had the fruit in the morning, I just didn't have that extra step. So it's finding ways around those little things that you struggle with, and it can take time to do that. Celebrate the wins, yeah, no matter how small. It's the small wins that are important, Nick, I agree. So that's what I do. And the more people that I say that to, the more people will start doing it, and the more people will say that to other people. And it doesn't matter where they get the idea from, it doesn't matter, I'm not doing it for the kudos or anything. I just want more people to start celebrating the small wins, celebrating the little things, because all these big motivational speakers are amazing, they're fantastic, and I love them, they're great, they've got a place, they've got a purpose, but they've all created something massive, or they've all achieved something wonderful. But that's part of the problem as well, because I always thought, well, there's all these people that have achieved something so much more, that they've done something so big and so wonderful and so amazing, and I've just survived. I've survived. Hello, Michelle, how are you? I've just survived life and the things that have gone on in my life, but these people that have done these amazing things are the exception to the rule. They've done something exceptional, and that's why it's exceptional, whereas I've done the same as so many people. I've experienced difficulties in life, I've experienced problems, and it's those stories that actually need to be heard. Those are the guidelines through life. I need to share with people how I survived an abusive relationship, how I survived being made homeless, how I survived debt, how I've survived living with undiagnosed autism, ADHD, how I've survived living with fibromyalgia, how I've survived postnatal depression, how I've survived a premature birth. All of these things, all of these little things, there's a much more resonate. They can resonate more with people. They can inspire people more. They're part of everyday life. They're part of everyday stories. Not everybody's going to experience them. Not everybody's going to experience all of them. And other people are going to experience other things. But if I'm out there talking about my experiences, what I've done, what I've survived, what I've started to what I've overcome, then they might think, well, if she's done it, I can do it. And these motivational speakers, they drive you up, they build you up. You come out of it, you think, like, Tony Robbins is amazing, and I love watching him. He's fabulous, and he's a good storyteller, and things like that. But you come out and you're full of drive and you're full of determination, and you think, yeah, I can do this, I can do it, it's amazing. And then life comes and hits you in the face. It just slaps you in the face. You've got to feed the kids, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to do the other. And you've just got to navigate the everyday, and the big amazing things sort of fall back. But once you learn how to navigate the everyday through other people's stories and other people sharing their experiences, it will speed up you learning how to navigate the everyday, how to overcome those little obstacles, and that will bring the inspiration that drives the motivation to build a better life for yourself, and to do those ultimately amazing things which everybody's capable of. If one person is capable of it, everybody is capable of it. It's just navigating your way there, and sometimes we're in such a rocky terrain, it's really hard to navigate. It's like the old saying, seeing the woods for the trees and stuff like that. You can't experience the whole thing for what's going on immediately in front of you. You've got to tackle those first before you can tackle the things that are ahead. So I want to encourage more people to share their stories, share my stories, to help people tackle the things that are right in front of them. Yeah. So this piece that I'm doing at the moment, I need to sort out the focus. It's like the diamond art. So you've got little numbers. Need to sort that out. But at least I've got this working now. You've got the little numbers, and then you get like the gems that are numbered, and you just fill it in. It really helps me shut my brain down. Really helps me just focus back into the moment. Helps me with that. So this one I'm going to donate to the person who donates the most to Mind over this month of my lives. If nobody donates, that's absolutely fine. I'll auction it off, or I'll save it for another giveaway, because I might just carry on doing these because I'm quite enjoying them. And streamer Mind are doing like a stream for Mind for 1 in 4 hours, 1 in 12 hours, 1 in 24, 4, 12, 24, to represent different mental health issues. So 1 in 4 people will experience mental health issues in their lifetime, which is a significant amount. Our young people are suffering more and more mental health problems. So it's all about raising awareness and raising some funds for mental health and for Mind. So I'll put the link in the comments section. Thank you for everyone that's joined me today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've joined for a few minutes or for the full hour, then you're amazing. If you've joined for the full hour, it's a long time to dedicate, but like I say, you can just listen while you're doing other things if you want, or come back to it. I'm on live on YouTube as well as Facebook, and I'm hoping to go live on TikTok at some point if they let me. But I'm just so pleased that I've managed to get this tech working. I don't know whether it will still work next week, but yeah, this is getting better and better. So yeah, have a wonderful week. Reach out if you want to talk about anything. Send me comments if you want me to discuss any specific issues. I've had training in mental health. I've got a psychology degree and narrative therapy diploma. Not a degree in psychology, not quite. I've tried, but I didn't quite get to the end. But thank you again very much for everybody that's joined me, who's commented, who's sent me some love. It's been lovely. I've got it working. I feel really pleased with myself. All right, my love.